Gonna see how it goes. Two CAS teams on Mirage. You never know what to expect. Should be a close game. Pistol round already going on in towards the A bomb side. Smokes coming in for Topcon and Deep Jungle as the blocks start making their way onto the bomb side.
The Doolies can't really find that mark initially, but Dijon able to hold his own, finding himself a position at the sandwich, and the site takeover is successful already for Sparta. So the 3v4 though, hopes alive for Ruby as they wait for the rest to arrive.
Oh, they're gonna push the smoke. They're getting fancy with it. Katie not ready for it. Invisible able to shut him down, and that's gonna leave it all down to Hasinator and Fozo. No kid in play either.
No. All of a sudden, you might be wondering how does Ruby find their way back into this, and I feel like it's quite impossible. Hasinator required to do quite a bit. Already a double kill, but he is running out of time. And he's also running out of space as Solby is on the chase. Sparta is the one to get the first round on the board. House? I don't know. Anyway, that is some lore for people that have watched Outer Banks.
Yeah.
Ruby, on the other hand.
I actually haven't watched a lot of it, but I know who John B is.
Yeah, you know John B. Wait a minute, this is a pistol from Ruby.
Oh
the
my
Eagles
God,
are going berserk. Oh, both Trunic and Fossil are finding the marks, and Hasinator wants a piece of that pie. McQueen is the only one that hasn't found a pick so far, but it's not like heat is needed. We've seen so many 1Ds. I've lost count, Ted.
Welcome to CAS Derbies, ladies and gents. That's what you should be expecting, and we keep it going. That's six consecutive kills in the server right now, being 1Ds. That is phenomenal. This is the ultimate Faceit Premium experience, by the way.
I mean,
that's what happens when you pug.
Positives for Ruby. That rifle is out of reach for Sparta to acquire. Hasinator going for this mid push also seems to be giving his team a lot of information.
You know what? That doesn't really change anything. We're talking about PUC Counter-Strike here, right? You win the pistol, you win the second, then you go against the eco, and all of you get 1D. This is when a couple of your randoms on your team just say GG.
Yeah.
Game's over, guys.
Throw logic out the window. Fossil out into the open. You've got to be cautious. The Glocks start to chime as well, and Canthers looks to close up the gap. What are the Glocks doing, Ted? They're making me so damn nervous.
No way.
That's another one dig. One more. This is terrible. Kaida saves the day, though. Goodness me. How is a 4-buy losing 4 players up against Glocks and a Deagle? And there are a couple of smokes that allow Sparta the potential cross into Catwalk. If they're able to do that would be good, but there's still a gap available for Trunic to work with.
Yeah, the smoke hasn't spread properly. Solby is just a dead man. He's gonna get spotted, actually. Spam is not perfect, so he's able to catch a bit of a gap. We're looking at Hasinator, though, pushed in towards the B apartments.
There's a good adjustment as well from the CT side. Ruby spending an extra player to defend the B side. If needed, Hasinator gets 2, but runs out of bullets and can't find cover soon enough. Sparta looking to take over this B side, but plenty of players available to this. A lot of bodies to throw at the problem. Bit of a mistime there on the swing. You might have just given Sparta an opportunity, but with Kanfu's unable to join Solby on the B side take, Ruby are able to get a few back-to-back. Biology would disagree.
What do you mean?
It belongs in the animal kingdom.
Bro.
Not? Technically, it isn't.
Sure.
Insects are just a subcategory.
Okay.
Are they not?
I'm pretty sure biology will disagree with one of us.
All AKs around for Sparta, and a very slow setup. A potential crunch out of Palace at Dry Peak. They've noticed no one's around, but Trunic jumps in right on time. Does he expect Campus to take that deep position? He does indeed. Kaida is there also to assist. And Ruby all of a sudden, who picks the boot?
Yeah, a little bit around the world right now. John B is going to go down in towards the B apartments as well. Mid player gets dealt with, and it's just the bomb carrier left in a 1 versus 5. Uramiata, lovely nickname. Unfortunately, not too many chances to put it to good use. They're trying to keep some of them occupied in towards middle, thinking, make them believe that is going to be a bit of a connector split and then hit the B bomb side. I don't think they're going to get food in, though. Yeah, Kaidi's, he's got all the info. And even more.
Though. Yeah, wait, Sparta have actually found some cracks here. Hasinator is smoked off, and I think he's happy to be out of dodge, at least isolating one of these fights. Dijon being quite frantic with his movement, and Hasinator not quite revealing himself early on. Goes down with the ship, though. And a 3-3, definitely doable, especially Sparta are able to recover a few of these weapons.
They're still spread around, though. Someone needs to collect the bomb, and they need to make up their minds. The B-bomb side has been vacated and invisible. I think he's going to drop down any moment now.
Osdal Hard position to be in. Even over the B site, you've got to know something like that is going on. Campers in the process has also made waves in A. Look at all the space he's gotten, and how does Sparta respond off the back of this? Freebie for Invisible, upgrade onto the Kalashnikov, and Fozzel knows it's all down to him. Solby with the side angle. Oh dear me. What are the pistols made of today, Ted? I do not know. McQueen will try and hold on to the big green for the life of him. He's even going for more. They've got the cash, so he potentially could, but he's walking right into the arms of Invisible.
Careful.
Surely. Oh, what can he jump up? McQueen has just dropped it back to a 1v1. God, what is this game? Solby, you can hear the movement. The negative for McQueen is that a lot of time has been expended, and sure, he's got a kit, but he's got to move in quickly. Looking to see where Solby is hiding. He's just revealed himself, but with an incendiary in hand, how much trouble can McQueen be? That is the pickup and the defuse. What a clutch by McQueen!
Ka-chow.
Now our apartments is being explored early on for Ruby. And short, Dijon is holding that position nicely. He's able to receive Spores of War from the get-go. But Sparta closing out on this pace. Definitely going aggressive into A. Trunic at least is able to take one down with him, but McQueen needs to be cautious. Sparta need to be respectful of the numbers that they have at hand.
Underplayer going back could be a bit of an issue, but I'm not sure if Dijon actually wants to cut off rotations, and the bomb still dropped in towards the round. They are wasting a little bit of time. Oper posted on the angle, still got to be careful. CTs have moved quite close to the bomb side.
It's still very awkward. A bit treacherous. And it feels like Dijon might be a little bit too late to the party.
How is he alive?
I've got no clue. Lives in the Matrix, apparently. Uramiata able to connect one shot, and he receives one in return as well, but no one's dropping. 3v3, but the HP bars of Sparta are running dry, and Solby finally becomes relevant in the fight as the back flank comes to the light. Fozzel. Smoke dropped. Hoping it can provide some extra cover to the defuse of the bomb. HG reveals some action for a little while. Dijon reveals also where he stands. The spray down from Fozzel jumps in, and the defuse is timely. Ruby win with the skin of their teeth. This is a daylight robbery from Ruby, and we're seeing it time and time again. It's as if we're seeing La Casa de Babel, and it's like season 4 already.
Yeah, mixed with a little bit of a giveaway, right? They are stealing, but the guys on the other side are not necessarily opposed to it, apparently.
Solby, though, first blood, and that's a positive for Sparta. They need something to keep it going their way, though. Fozzel, there's a bit of an answer to that smoke. There's no wall blocking the bullets running past. But suddenly Trunic loses all of his teammates.
All right, this should be the round. This is where they finally drop one.
Dijon is low.
I don't think it should be possible. That's what he's hoping for.
Especially when you've got movement from apartments. You're definitely going to be sticking around now. There's no time to get to the bomb. So C4 explodes. Oh, okay, well, Sparta at least are able to recover this one. And it's about time, right? There were a couple of rounds where they've had pole position.
Yeah, we're talking about the team rankings, though, not the HOTU top 20.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially on that K23 lineup. All right, let's see. Fozzel. How do you work around this one? The flash. Keeps him still very much in contention. Invisible. In trouble with Fozzel turning around right on time. Does damage to Uramiata in the process. This is treacherous for Sparta. And able to put a full foot onto the site. And Ruby keeping them on the edge of their seat. Solby, that's a great read on the back line, but McQueen continues to keep it competitive. Uramiata is not dead, but the molly could have definitely put him in his grave. The flash comes through, and off the back of it, the dualies chime. Uramiata, his position is unknown. Still a chance, but he's low. The bullet to land on him, and it could be over, but the headshot is spicy. And he might just get away with another jump shot. Dualies, though, from McQueen will keep things running for Ruby.
You know what? McQueen maybe isn't getting all the kills in the world, but the ones that he's getting them with style, right? Yeah, that's you call that a fun stat? I call it maths.
Well, that's usually something to do with maths.
Yeah, but it's not even 25.
I mean, Invisible
is
has just
6, no?
opened this, yeah, that's 1 in 4, 25%.
Oh, that's 1 in 3.
Oh, you're right. I'm stupid. That is 33%. Okay, don't do maths and broadcast, kids. This is where you learn it. Hassanate in a bit of trouble. I love that through our mental gymnastics there. This round has gone awry for Ruby. At least Sparta will be closing things out with a positive. Hassanate nearly made this one competitive, but that's where we stand at the end of the first half. Ruby leading the charge with double the amount of rounds than their opponents do, but it could have been a little bit more worse than that. Not over. Become that much more difficult. Some could even say impossible. Dijon realizing a couple of players have approached from under. But it's a bit of a slower pace here for this Ruby side.
That's a funny one. They've boosted a player in towards the window. It's all about when KD wants to get active.
Ozil wanting to act as a bit of a distraction in apartments while the rest of the catwalk players start to walk through. Yorumiata taking a few shots his way, and the dinks start to land here for Ruby. Solby able to stay a little bit relevant. He's able to find 2 before he drops, but Dijon unable to have that same success means this B site falls into the safe hands of Ruby. And Invisible having to collect the pieces with 3 players that are remaining. He could also be toyed with at this point. A lot of information turned over. Ruby know exactly where Invisible is. Hassanate closing up the gap, trying to be a bit sneaky there, but the rest of the Ruby squad know that there's no overstepping required here. Some isolation here found from Invisible has kept this a little bit competitive. One more dink and this is doable, but McQueen's position is left unchecked. And Ruby, albeit the later on casualties, still convert with a pistol round.
Canvas has no armor. You've got no kit, and you've got a smoke, an HE, and a flash left on minute 12. And that's about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, especially if it comes down to a retake. So you're hoping that the damage can be done before Ruby can set foot onto a site. Intention shown. Dobby's position unchecked. First blood is Fuzzle. And Ruby a little bit reluctant to take the steps forwards now. They'll be hiding now also. Ruby not wanting to take this push without finding picks. Yorumiata enters the fight, but as soon as he enters, he also leaves. In the process, though, Kaede is able to sneak through the back lines and make this B site take possible.
That needs to be a safe right now. A 3v4 retake, even though you know one of those players is low on HP, you need to hold on to that weaponry.
They're going for it. Especially if they find peak, I feel they might actually take the next steps inwards, and it doesn't really result to anything victorious. Trunic able to show up with a double by the end of that one.
A little bit of a tough time. Not a lot of chances for him to be rocking that big green on the CT side, unfortunately. This is going to be the #1, so maybe an opportunity to redeem yourself, and there you go.
Yeah, finally. That's good stuff.
If they are able to isolate that short player, kill Invisible, and then go into the B-bomb side, this could work.
Oh, Canvas is getting a lot of information off the back of that. Seeing that only 1 player was around will make the call to Sparta to rotate all of their resources into this B-side defense, but instead it's a bit of a slower one. You still don't know what Palace looks like, so you don't really want to be jumping the gun. 40 seconds on the clock and no real movement from Sparta to defend this B-site.
They're playing B on a retake right now. That's why you see the B player. That's going to be Dijon moving in towards jungle. He's not even sure if there's someone actually boosted in towards the kitchen area, so he wants to get as close as possible to Invisible right now.
If Sparta still have a chance to close this out one cleanly, the best course of action is if Invisible and Dijon are able to find picks without being traded.
That's
Ruby, on the other
terrifying.
hand, want to keep things clean. HG thrown, distraction, Fuzzle, only good for the wall there, but a bomb plant could be doable here for McQueen. The thing is, not much time, and a 1v3 seems like a really tough ask.
No time for the plant. He's going to peek 3 people on the other side of this one, so Sparta
providing some distraction in mid, and it kind of leaves Canfers all to himself in this ramp position. Takes a lot of damage off of him. Hassanate keeping it really tough for Canfers, struggling to hold on to that position. And now 4v5 with Ruby holding all the answers, a minute on the clock, and it looks like the breakaway into A is a good one. Distractions in mid, make sure that Dijon cannot help out to keep this A site under lock and key. Sure, Dijon gets one, might be able to get a second one, but in the process of doing so, you're losing a lot of valuable pieces. A site takeover, a 2v2 still, Sparta with a chance. Close up of angle from Ruby. Two players backed up together, and Sparta know exactly where their opponents are.
There goes the switch. Trunic low on HP. Does one of them want to reposition? No, Trunic's just going to set up with some lamp flashes for McQueen.
Is that an AK now in the grass for Solby? Has he just cheat one near him? I think just out of reach.
One more flash.
And off the back of the flash, the ping, the swing. Solby on the bomb, on the defusal. 9 seconds, no kit. You've got to stick it. No, instead there was the pickup there from McQueen. And therefore, it is Ruby that will be coming out on top of it. Has he spotted him?
It's just too quiet. Nothing's going on.
Oh, surprise. But KD is not on the surprising end. I love how Ruby also stay quiet off the back of that as well. Don't really want to take any too aggressive steps after it. They know they've got the upper hand, and it's Sparta that needs to spread out thin or dedicate resources in one specific direction. Hail Mary, jump here from Uramiata. It does work off. And now we're even. You know there are two players into this east side. Can Ruby punish them as quickly as possible? Molly's towards Catwalk, but Uramiata has repositioned to the safety of the site. Solby as well, making some noise. So Fuzzle is looking in his direction. This is a tough one for Ruby. They're struggling for info. And with 40 seconds on the clock, need to make a decision.
Steps third. That's a really big one. Hasinator able to execute Dijon. And now you know you can send the bomb back in towards the A bomb side. There should be only one.
Fuzzle might be locked out though. If Solby continues to hold this position, he doesn't. He drops back. Uramiata, oh dear me. He has to keep on to the shift key, not reveal his position and get caught in the process. As Ruby try to cross into A, there's a cross-play potential here for Sparta.
20 seconds. Got to run towards the bomb side. Got to be careful about both ramp and palace.
Canvas's position is so damn scary. Solby throwing in a flash. Bomb to go down, never mind, interrupted. You've got to go for it again. 4 seconds, no time. That is going to be the round. Uramiata revealing himself as well. Sparta with another one. Uramiata hoping he can get one untraded. And then he can turn his attention right back to apartments. Has to scope in. Instead takes a lot of damage himself in the process. Can't trade the favor. Solby in a bit of trouble. Knows he's being pressured from two different directions, and he's calling for help for as soon as damn possible. There's a breakaway. Even though there's a flash, it's not enough. Dijon joins in as well. Everyone from Sparta has arrived. And now there's a bomb in no man's land. Ruby needs something, and it's KD to provide it. The captain does it again.
The
and he even knows that Solby is in apartment still. So much to still do. 18 seconds. Anthers closes up the distance. This is becoming more and more difficult. McQueen, no, doesn't check it. Instead has to go down with a ship. A 2v2, 8 seconds. Trunic trying to rush past the bench player. KD knows where Solby remains. You can't go for the plant. What is going on? He's kept two players busy. On the 50-second mark, Ruby pull the trigger on this A-site attack. Confuse. Looking to see when's the right moment to swing by. The cross is permitted, and so is the bomb plant. This could get dangerous in Ruby able to start to find pickups. McQueen is the only one to do it so far, but Fuzzle also returns. These Diggles are doing a lot. That's a double kill for Fuzzle. Solby unable to convert it into another. Fuzzle has got all of his health, so that HE won't be too much of a hindrance, and Hasinator on ramp can also be a complicating factor.
Look at KD. You gotta be careful about middle.
The smoke faves from Connector as well, so KD's got a bird's eye view of this. Uramiata able to convert it back in his favor though. And it's not over yet for Sparta, but they're running out of time. The bomb ticking more frantically by the second, closing on Fuzzle's position, and a 1v1 now for Solby to try and recover. There is no time to defuse, but Solby learns about it too late. Ruby, an unlikely round, goes to them.
This is gonna be a game that you're kicking yourselves after. This map in its entirety. Look at a buy on the CT side now.
Bit of a gamble stack as well. 3 players locked into side. Bit of a high-low as well, potentially. And that's when Solby chooses to pounce. It's getting a little bit dangerous. Ruby caught with pants down, and the trades are struggling. McQueen down to 30 points of health, and Katie knows that this is when he steps up. That's exactly what he does. A pickup, wanting to close up the distance on Uramiata, while Ruby trying to lock down this A site. Katie, he saved this team out of trouble too many times at this point. Invisible's position fully telegraphed, and Ruby take over Mirage. What on earth did we just watch?
Yeah, map number 1, Mirage, was a must-win for the side of Sparta, being their map pick. Now you're going onto a map that they've played only once since the start of May, and that was a win, but it was 3 months ago. So not as much playing experience here for the Sparta guys, starting on the CT side, and Ruby on the offense, going for a bit of an A player where, as of right now, it's just so being towards CT, and he's taking a little bit of a deeper stance.
Invisible does get the first pickup in mid, so not too bad of an endeavor, but you need to rotate quickly. And the Uramiata in Donut receives a dink to the face. Still able to stay alive and tell the tale, but in the process, TrueNick and Hassanate are closing up the distance. Sure, Solby takes another one down with them, but it is a 2 versus 3 now, as Ruby, alongside with the space site control, have the number supremacy. TrueNick keeping it clean. The upgraded USP does the chiming, and Ruby start things off with first blood. But for now, Sparta with a first buy. And Ruby seeing if they can disrupt the flow. AD already with first blood.
Quite disruptive.
Find success also. Sparta unable to convert on their individual frags, and all of a sudden Ruby with pole position.
Yeah, you don't even need the refrag into Worldscape, but it's still a good spot. Katie waits for the second timing to go out middle with delayed flashes. Then you've got the double swing into Worldscape. Even if Fosu had lost his fight, there was still a player in position. Timing on the flash is not perfect, but Invisible is all alone towards the back of the A-bomb side. It should be impossible for him to do anything.
And he's also mollied, flushed out of position, rather. And TrueNick on the receiving end of that one.
That's how it works. Or you just flush the toilet. It depends on the circumstances.
Well, the circumstance of this round, Ted, is that Ruby get away with the clean one. Not a single casualty on their end, and this was Sparta's first buy.
Yeah. You got to start at least being a little bit closer to it. You've been able to get only 6 kills accumulated by all 5 of your players 4 rounds in, so ENCE has been pretty one-sided so far. You're looking at the T-side economy as well. McQueen already pushing for 8k, and the mid push is coming in. John already quite low on HP. Late flash comes in. Katie just needed 1 bullet. This time, though, Solby is able to hold on to the cave position.
That was a little bit painful there from John. Able to hold on to his life for 1 at least. Solby finds Hassanate. And all of a sudden, Sparta, this is the first time we've seen them having the numbers advantage. And look at the push from Invisible as well. TrueNick aware of a potential flank here. But the thing is, he isn't around to help McQueen rotate over. McQueen, and he's also got his knife out. Invisible, this could be one of his easiest kills of his life, and indeed, that's exactly what it is. Bomb falls right into his arms, and Uramiata on the receiving end of KD as well. Sparta definitely poised to end up with a round here, and Uramiata makes sure it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, nice shots coming out of the open, and this is a good response, right? It felt like that was going to be pretty much a repetition of the first buy round there. The moment that the mid fight goes in favor of the T's, you're looking at Cave and you're thinking, well, KD's just waiting for his teammates to take first point of contact, but Sobe's going for the B push, and he's not alone. He's got Campus to support.
TrueNick throwing down the molly. Attention turned towards ramp. So we'll be looking at aggress forwards, and TrueNick waiting to see when he can pounce. That's 2 kills to boot for TrueNick, instantly putting Sparta in the dirt.
Oh my goodness.
That's another face plant for Dijon as well, and Invisible will shortly fall thereafter. Ruby, that is more clean than it should have been.
Great diligence, good patience, was able to catch them in the middle of trying to move backwards in towards the bomb site.
That's more like it here for Sparta. Already taking aggression into mid. And the pistols are finding some answers as well, but TrueNick is interrupted while trying to keep things stabilized, and Solby's aggression actually pays off.
Hold on.
McQueen! That's the trade. And now a 1v2 clutch required, and he's got all the time in the world to get the bomb in the ground.
Yeah, first kill already. Down to the 1v1 now. McQueen. Ope v Ope. But the CT want to switch to an AK-47. Does McQueen read into the reposition as well?
Thing is, he is holding the biggest gun with the biggest barrel. So it could very easily be spotted from the cub he's hiding in.
Didn't see him.
Lazy
He
peek.
got 4x3.
Lazy peek. And for that reason, McQueen will get the easiest shot of his life. What on earth was that?
Oh no. Initially, you push them away from middle. You know the buy is a little bit weakened up. You throw in the split smoke without you even being in towards red. You're waiting to see if there's going to be a reaction. Then the smoke fades. Then you go for the clear. And then you deploy the smoke as if it was going to be a B split through CT spawn. And you just walk right through it.
Oh, look at this. A big change of pace here for Ruby, and it's catching Sparta off guard. Solby unable to react in time, and the flashes are superb. There are some answers around, and it's kept things close, but Ruby still have the numbers on this post plant.
Off the angle, the Oper there. A good timing for Invisible. He's going to be able to get a little bit closer in, but Miata mollied out, flashed out of position. McQueen, if he doesn't overextend, that should be a save. And yeah, with the deep smoke, I feel like the Oper's already calling it off Sparta. They can't really have a say unless Invisible is able to do something.
Thing is, you're making them
go back.
So now, has to spend some extra time to cross closer to the smoke. It shall fade soon. Puzzle knows of this. Waits for the gap to breach. Euromiata revealed within it, and Invisible gets caught as he's funneled into the center of the site. Ruby 8-1 against their opponents.
Ruby might have to react a little bit quicker on this.
Yeah, Sparta know that Fuzzle knows at the same time. So I wonder how these 9 games are being played out here. Invisible, the only one with an M4. Sparta this time around has found 2 picks, and all of a sudden this becomes a little bit more doable. Rifles to be collected on the A side, which is why you see some rotations over from the Sparta players. Canfers, a little bit too deep there, has to walk out, at least gets away with his life.
Yeah, this setup is deadly. That angle from Sobi is nasty.
And Canfers can jump in as the anti-flash. If it's indeed a fast one.
Oh, he'll clear him.
It's pre-sprayed as well. Sparta didn't stand a chance. Ruby, during their due diligence, every meter taken, every step placed, and now Sparta trying to get back in. KD low, which could mean that he could be easy pickings to a random spray down, trying to be a bit of a distraction for Euromiata, joining from the back lines. KD though steps forwards, takes aggression, and Euromiata now caught out. Surely you know it's a ramp push. Surely you know where your opponent's coming from. But that was the lowest of the 2 players. McQueen has an easy task in his hands, but he makes it look flamboyant when it's McQueen on the clutch. You can never fear if you're Ruby.
And of course he's going to get that one. Of course he's going to play with so much confidence. Ruby know they've got this one in the bag. They just want to make sure they keep doing what they have been. Not this.
Boy, oh, not like this.
Why is everyone burning?
I don't know, man. Dijon got a kill with his own flames, and he nearly fell down to his opponent's Trunic. Able to get a triple out of thin air. And Sparta scratching their heads, wondering what the hell just happened. It is a disadvantage for the Spartan side, with 2 players less than their opposition. But with Ruby slowing down the pace, there's a chance Canfers is able to keep things a little bit closer, though Trunic's angle is treacherous. And it catches Canfers of God.
No way.
That is so damn spicy. Euromiata. There's good news and bad news. They're coming towards you. And those are both the good and the bad. Fuzzle will be shutting down Euromiata's life. And just like that, it's double digits already. And still a round to spare in the half.
3 to begin with. 1 more when he was already in the red HP sector. He's just not losing fights right now. My man Trunic looking like Primal Liege on middle.
KD falling down to 15 points of health, and Invisible doubles up as well. This is looking a lot more like it here for Sparta, and Trunic,
there you go,
albeit pushing through the smoke, can only get the 1. McQueen, sure, he's had some awesome clutches in the past, but it'll be hard to imagine he can win this one. That's a bit of a jump scare for him. Can't imagine he'll check for this deep left side corner. At least he's got the bomb. But with Sparta having full mid control, potential crunch and donut, there is no planting, and Invisible slow swinging his corner will at least find a last second round here for Sparta.
I was going to make a really bad joke. I'll refrain myself.
Okay. I'll listen to it after. Trunic realizes there are a lot of players approaching, and with McQueen having the higher ground, he's able to find one and trade his life. Euromiata allowing Solby to just walk in off the back of a flash, and Sparta's having a field day on the pistol rounds, at least on the T side. And for now, Ruby trying to see how they can get back into this. Look how Hasinator's escaped through the cracks. He's gone all the way around, and now looking to walk into Temple. He is making a lot of noise.
Oh my god.
Hoping that he can be enough of a distraction to Fozzle to jump into the site. But he's voluntarily put himself into a cross line between two different players, which Sparta will gladly take on. Therefore, a third round in pocket for the Spartans. And Ruby...
McQueen just jiggling with a smoke and an HE in hand. And then you've got TrueNick boosted up with a 5-7 bomb. Is making its way there. It's all about letting the mid players take first point of contact, though. You don't want the bomb to be going out first. But I'm afraid that's what's about to happen.
Yeah, the timing's a little bit off, but they do pause a little while. The flash comes through, and it's invisible to start things off. The crunch into mid is successful for Ruby, but Dijon also gets caught out from McQueen. The oomph on site is proving to be disruptive, and all the rest rhyming words. Canfers at least has got some space to work with, but it doesn't even know it. He's got no clue where his opponents are coming from. He can only hear Hasinator jumping in from main, but as he rotates around, might give himself a chance if he gets into the B site on time.
Yeah, I think he might have actually heard both of them. Because he's just hightailing it in towards B from middle. Yeah, I think he heard both of them. Heard Hasinator, and then KD made a couple steps as well. So you're getting a bomb plan out of this for sure. No defuse kit available for the CT side, so this has to be a 10-second defuse, and it's a 2v1. Task 1, find him. Task 2, try and defuse the bomb. They've got a smoke, they've got a molly, so this is doable.
KD did go shopping as well, so the upgrade for the Kalashnikov is there for him. HE grenade. Keeping the HB bars very, very even. Canfers already has 3 picks to boot. All he needs is a 4-piece to clutch this up. Not much time remaining. Smoke for some cover. HE as well to make sure that Canfers hasn't played close sight. And I think if he falls under the radar for a little while, could end up with a defuse, but Canfers switches over to the secondary, and it is enough to deter the defuse. You know what's impressive, Ted? The nades thrown into Canfers, down to 28 points of health, so cannot be too comfortable taking the up next engagements, especially when he's left all by himself. To this side of the map, Sparta spread out, deeper position taken up by John B. Invisible, also trading favorably for Sparta. And Ruby need to be a little bit more cautious. The decision making is that you put a lot more faith into this B side.
Yeah, it's not the wrong guess right now. Just got to be careful about the timing on the mid play. Bozo feeling the pressure. They're going to double fade the smoke. This is a great play. They need to get the kill to Invisible, though. They can't lose a player.
Invisible locked in. Oh! And the double kill for Invisible. McQueen and Fozzle don't stand a chance. That is much more like it here for Sparta. They needed moments like this, and now it's bringing them confidence to potentially bring on this comeback. KD looking to see if he can be the gatekeeper, but he can only account for the one. TrueNick, that pickup allows him the M4 save, the AK upgrade as well. But other than that, Sparta lined up for a 6th round, and there is nothing TrueNick can do about it.
All of his heroics will bide enough time for everyone else to start joining in and charming in. And if that happens, that automatically becomes quite a dangerous and tricky map for Ruby to close. Type of a round, Ruby eventually will have to get a little bit more creative with this. You're holding on to that A bomb site with 3 people, but you've left middle fully, putting a little bit of pressure onto the shoulders of the B players.
Oh
no.
Talk about the hero AK. This is where TrueNick comes out, and Hasinator near him feels exuberated.
Timing.
Invisible going a ring around the rosy here, and that's actually a positive for him, I feel.
Does he know?
I mean, he catches the timing onto Fozzle, so still a positive. Ruby still have a lot to do to keep things under lock and key. Anyone's game still, but KD lying in wait and escaping the shadows in the nick of time allows Ruby to have the numbers here. Sparta bolting towards B, hoping that could be their chance in.
Temple player baited him with the stab, so he just turns around in the most opportune of moments, and that means that TrueNick can actually stick around, and he's got the AK in hand.
This is huge. Smoke out on the one end, but that's not where TrueNick is, Yurumiata. That is so damn accurate, so damn quick, and nothing could be done about it. Bomb goes down in a 2v2. Positives for Ruby is that Yurumiata and John are both low. Both have lost some of their health. Flash out potentially as well from KD. But he's the one leading the charge here, so I wonder how this is going to work out. Both players from Sparta in cave. One is a distraction, KD with a read. The information's there, and now both trying to converge on John's position.
No!
Out,
what?
but John wins it! That is a complete absurdity! Sparta avert the crisis!
How? How is that possible? Boys. They're both just pre-firing him towards the back of the box, and he's able to find both the kills. This game is going for real now.
Yeah, you think that? I've lost my marbles. I mean, look, this was already going to be a difficult round for Ruby. We knew that, but they still made it competitive. We still thought they were going to come out on top of it, but Sparta said no. Again, a very close one. Sparta somehow threading the needle on multiple occasions. Campus, though, has stepped up. What are these trades? So sporadic, so chaotic.
Pure chaos. This is
but
carnage
somehow
right there.
Still level-footed.
Yeah, bomb dropped on the B bomb side though, but Dijon's on a bit of a play. Thing is, they haven't spotted everyone in towards that B bomb side. They know there's one more player. Soon enough, they should realize there could be a flank in play, especially if no one's trying to collect that bomb and nothing's going on.
Surely you must realize there's a timing here. Huh? Nick does. John, if he just takes a deeper angle, could escape his opponent's sightline. That doesn't happen. Solby with 10 points of health left to do it by himself, but with KD holding that position, not going to happen. Oh, there's still a close affair. When it comes to the buy round, not fully invested from either end. Hasanator needs to be a little bit cautious though. You know what he was trying to go for. Trying to explode outside of Jag, but Sparta turn up the pace instead. How quick? Fossil knows of this. He's heard the commotion. He's trying to call his teammates over and trying to do as much damage as possible before he goes down. It's just the one, as Sparta plan, and it's going to be a 4v5, actually 4 versus 4 for this post plant.
They've got the util though, they've got the kid as well, and that kill from Trunic is massive. Refract comes in.
KD answers back. So Sparta's still on the back foot here, but they are trying to tend towards this back site. Isolate McQueen, but he's the one playing cautious. Instead, the cave players are the ones starting to drop in. Morikawa, Canfus on the retrieval end of him. Hasanator unable to find the success, and John is able to look behind him to deal with the McQueen in the process. That is clean holding there from Sparta. Enable, well, not really allowing Ruby to break in.
2 rounds the difference now. That was a 10-2 first half in favor of Ruby on the T side of ENCE, and this is their map pick, and they've been able to post just 1 round on the defense, and they've already lost KD as well. Yeah, that's a rough one to lose. KD has been online for the most part today, and without him, you lose a big part of the puzzle. But it'll be calling from the grave from this one, as Sparta slow down the pace with the initial pick they did receive. Look at the way that they're moving right now. Low HP on Trunic. He's been dropped the AWP and he's been left alone in towards Donut. Still, smoke makes it a little bit more complicated. So McQueen can rotate B instantaneously, pushing towards the ramp. Has Sobe spotted the player? I don't think he's seen him. No. They should realize though. Oh, first miss shots. You give a chance for your opponents to reply. Hasanator posts up, but it's not in time. Sparta instead come out on top. And that's it. You have to save. Trunic is low on HP. You've got an open there. You got to try and hold on. No kid either. A 2 versus 4. But if you're a spotter, you've got enough money. Now you go and hunt. This is a bit of a head scratcher of a half here for Ruby, isn't it? They really haven't been able to put their foot on the CT side. Struggled to maintain any sort of pace. Sparta are the ones that are fully taking over. Since the start of this half, right? I mean, Ruby have only found a single round throughout it. And for the T side, it's quite the opposite. McQueen, that is not the start of the round he would have liked. Down to 64 points of health already. But there you go. That's more like it. First blood for Ruby, but can they use this to their advantage? They need to. This is the opportunity. Doubled up and towards the cave as well. It has been a bit of an issue for KD to deal with some of that presence. Don't let your opponents get to level ground with you in rounds. That's what Ruby are going to try and do, but they've left the crack open, and Sparta looking to exploit it. They've just left A open. They've gathered up in towards middle right now. If you deal with the Opera, I guess you can play the retake in a 5v2, but you need to find both those kills. And Yuri Miyata, he's connected on the shot. McQueen's got his knife out. He doesn't realize. They have no clue. Sparta
able to completely take over Ruby's map control. Hasinator 6 feet under already, and Fuzzle realizes there is no saving this one. The only thing he can hope for is that M4 sees the light of day in around 23. But 11 to 11 is an inevitability.
I'm not sure if... Did the mid player thought he was... Did he think that he was jiggling Donut as well? Did he think that he had the cross? Because they didn't realize. It feels like this is one of the rounds where you just overcomplicate things a little bit, and it looks a bit discombobulated. It's not even discombobulated. They're on the same page, but it's such a messy page to be on. It just doesn't feel like Ruby are ready to close, and Miata will get that kill onto the AWP. We're leveled up, and I can't believe I'm saying this. 11 apiece. Ruby have let this one slip badly, and now they've got no money. Are they rotating away?
Utility have baited the Ruby players over to this A site, and now want to see if they can hold on to mid for a little while. Fuzzle able to find the first pick. McQueen posted up nicely this time around. Katie not able to rotate and assist his teammates in trying to keep this B site under control, but maybe his teammates don't need his help. Miata closing in the distance from the back lines. It's not enough. Ruby get what is needed. McQueen attributed a 4-piece, and a 12-12 score forces this map into OT. He is dropping further back into the A side. Surely you must know there is something going on in mid.
He's got a molly. The moment that he spots a shadow, if he does, he can just block main fully.
80, if he swings, he's a dead man. Molly late to be dropped. Runic holding on to his position for a little longer. John caught off. That's a brilliant 1-2 piece there from Hasinator. And now this A main position is covered by 2 different players. Invisible trying to spray his way into this, but unable to convert it. Miata, sure he's finding a lot of damage, but the bomb is still left behind. All the Ruby players have to do is remain alive. Katie's position is telegraphed, but he's got 2 seconds to live, and he's able to keep himself and his team afloat.
And even hold on to the AK-47.
Bit of confidence bolstering for Sparta. Starts to tickle their brain that they could potentially crack through the breach. KD, good for 1. He hopes it's good enough to allow Trunic to stand on top here, but Miata spots his opponent before the smoke settles, pulls a trigger, and now Sparta, having the numbers advantage in this A-site take, could net them the win. Miata kicking and screaming his way through the past couple of rounds, bringing back Sparta's win condition. And for Ruby, basically on the outside of a fishbowl, looking in, but unable to do a thing about what's going on this A side.
This is already a level game. You have the money for the next one, so might as well give it a bit of a go, so McQueen won't do the same. Open hand. Try and close them out, get a couple exit kills. This is not changing too much right now, unless you miss. Yeah, if you go down, it might. And he will, but they still have the money to get him on the nope, so it's fine.
Yeah, cash is still available. That's no issue. Anyone's game, dude.
Yeah, it's been a T-sided affair, so if we're holding on to what made sense in regulation, then Sparta's the team that should be winning this round if they want to have an opportunity for the second half. 1 round on the CT side is already not looking too bad for Ruby, judging by how this game has been going.
Sure. Given how these 2 teams have paced themselves. Ruby exploring. Already crossing through stairs. McQueen getting caught. But Ruby's way back into this round is completely disrupted. Sparta taking over in a moment's notice. And this B-side takeover is not without the firepower. There's going to be a 14th round, and it feels like there's nothing Trunic can do about it. Again, being left as the last man standing for his team. But again, a must-win for Sparta if they want to make sure that they can win on overtime. They will be leading the charge going into the OT half.
They are going on a bit of a lookout in towards the A-bomb side. Invisible has been left alone there.
And he's been the most impactful player for the squad so far. If he continues with that trend, he could potentially get away with something.
He's a dead man.
80.
He's so dead.
Deep angle. And Uramiata unable to trade his life in the process. Invisible can't even trade out his fight on A. Therefore, Ruby winning out on multiple exchanges. Sparta not able to have a single say, and it looks like we're getting to an even scoreline once again. Potential 14-14 post-bomb explosion.
Yeah, Campus ain't winning this round. A 1 versus 4 clutch attempt. TPuDCATb is hungry. Smelling blood in the water right now. Hunting his 29 kill, and he will get it. Campus actually does get a double in the meantime. How is that possible, man?
I mean,
this game is crazy.
It really is.
That's the big question. A little bit discombobulated there, Spot. It felt like you were just relying on the spam through the smoke there to secure Uramiata's position in towards middle, an aggressive angle that he wanted to hold on to, but no one was really helping him. Dude, now he's got a great position. No support needed, able to get the opening.
And this is where things get a little bit more pressuring. Sparta as well, fidgeting around the map. If the A site is the choice, it gives Ruby the best chance. Dijon, spotted backside, able to get one, and he's still not dealt with. Gets two! How does he get away with that three? Are you kidding me, Dijon? Saves Sparta's life in this game. And Ruby crumble into pieces. I'm sure they'll be seeing Donut in them nightmares. But want to face their demons head on, apparently. Invisible. Got a defender. There's a Ruckus available. It's heard. So the response from Sparta is timely, but the A site plant is unstoppable. Sparta with plenty of utility available to them. 4 players with 4 defuse kits. On the other hand, Ruby only got a couple of flashes in an HE, but they do have their rifles out to make this one work. McQueen's got cover to his left-hand side, but turns his attention towards the push. Canfers locked out, and Sparta get disrupted before they even have a chance to breathe. T-side success for Ruby means we're heading to yet another round of overtimes. So B will be second-guessing himself. He wants to go for that aggressive stance. Ruby, on the other hand, now get the chance to begin on the T side. Uramiata under pressure, but holds to his position strong. Feet firm in the ground, and bullet lands in TPuDCATb's face.
You should know what's a fake. They need to block B right now.
That's a great HE. Does a lot of damage to Hasinator, and Dijon is nearby to close up his opponent's life. Fozzle breaking the distance, though. This could be a potential bomb plant, unless Solby can interrupt. That's exactly what he does. The bomb still finds its way into the ground. Look at the ramp push, though. Dijon gets there on time. Fozzle looking to make it competitive, but multiple players from multiple directions is too much to ask from him. Sparta with first blood of this overtime.
Yeah, this one actually makes a whole lot of sense, right? This is one of the cleaner rounds that we've seen in the last couple.
I mean, with this many rounds, now everyone has a chance to meet his score up there. Invisible with first blood. But it seems Sparta will be winning the mid-fight. They try and punish.
What?
What? Dijon, excuse me?
No, what were they shooting at? Did they think they seen him? The second player wasn't out middle yet, that's for sure.
Well, if you're Ruby, this hurts. This really hurts. Sparta with 2 on the CT side. And it's the side where the teams have found most difficulty so far. Hasinator with a bit of a fight back here. But Ruby aren't slowing down the pace. In the meantime, look at where Invisible is pushed. If you're KD, you're not expecting this. He did, actually, but it didn't really matter because he did end up losing his life. And Ruby scrambling to pick something up here. Uramiata realizes nothing surrounding mid. Careful for a potential A crunch, looking the right direction. Spray down in Dijon's position, and Kappa's ready for what's about to happen. McQueen gets one, but he needs a second, and finds the headshot to make that happen. 15 seconds. Now TPuDCATb tries to pressure the back line. Uramiata trying to struggle from multiple directions. Bomb doesn't get a chance to drop, and Sparta without a single fault in the first half of this overtime. It's going to be a hard day, whichever team ends up taking the cake by the end, right? Metizport still waiting to fight against the victor of this series, but Ruby need to show something they haven't shown so far on Ancient, and that is a strong CT side. 3 rounds in a row required Deep placement from Hasinator. First blood for a couple of players so far. Untraded on the most part. Only damage taken. And with Uramiata closing up the distance, he doesn't stand a chance. Ruby, hold on for just a little bit.
And unlike TD, you won't be finding out after the break. You'll find out here and now. So be able to get that first kill. Hasinator is out of the equation. So you get that 5v4. 4 kills now between Sparta and Nuke.
Surely you expect Ruby to try and play something off the back of this. And that's exactly what Canvas does. Gets one, realizes there's no way it's a single player taking that fight by themselves. The molly's thrown in. The B push seems to find some difficulty. It works in Ruby's favor. Fozzle wins the Solby fight, and suddenly it's a 2v2.
There's a player in red.
You don't read this. Surely not.
Does he turn around? Does he realize? He's on a bit of an island, but he's repositioning towards long. This could still work out for him. Uramiata, he's looking for him. Fozzle's not looking.
This is free. Yep. Okay. B-site entry granted. I've won the right engagements. Just have to stick the landing. And Nuke is on the table. Trunic running out of time. He does have 2 pieces of utility, but amongst them is no smoke, so no cover to be provided. Hoping that Sparta challenge him. But the pistol of his opponent will do it. Sparta have done the unthinkable, being down 2-10 on Ancient. All right, back with Nuke. The deciding matchup between Ruby and Sparta. A very close second map Ancient. And now for everything to be decided as Ruby on the T side pounds in ramp.
Yeah, pretty realistically looking at the situation, probably Ruby should have closed it out in a 2-0 fashion. In case you're wondering how we ended up being here, well, Ruby was 1 map up and 10-2 up after the T side of Ancient, but they couldn't close. So after 2 overtimes, Sparta were able to take us here, and now we're on Nuke. A map where both teams have pretty similar results. It's more around the 50-50 mark. A decent amount of maps played as well. Sparta winning that 9th round starting on the CT side. A bit of an interesting angle there for Uramiata. He's going to get cleared out though. Low HP from a prior fight makes him an easy target, but Sobe's there to respond.
Yeah, and on 50-second mark, Ruby have got to start to make movement towards A, and that's exactly what they're doing. Soul B funneled out of there. Not really retrievable from any other position, though. And
a bit tricky to make a decision right now.
Double back. It seems like they're going into ramp in B, and there's only one to that bottom side in response of this defensive lineup.
Yeah, it's just Canvas, and he's low on HP, so presumably just playing for the information right now. Shouldn't be engaging into too much of a fight.
Well, indeed, he does receive the information after being chased after. Bomb likely be going down. That's a nice shot for Fozzle. And it puts Ruby on top here, but not for long as there is a bit of a return. The Sparta players are grouped up together, and Dijon showing how smooth he can be. Sparta with a CT side pistol to start Nuke.
With the M4s involved, and Ruby looking for something actually pretty quick in towards that A-bomb side.
Yeah, could be quite pacey. Bobby able to shut down the first 2 approaching, but there is some sort of an answer. It comes in a bit too late. Sparta holding on nicely. McQueen with a double, but that's just about it, as the bigger buy, the better buy, is the one that comes out on top. Sure, they had a bit of a force in the second, but now's the time to show what they're made of. On this T side, McQueen with an excellent first blood, and Trunic's double up. Not too shabby either. Sparta trailing behind.
Ooh, nice find. Dijon able to get 1, but they have already made their way down secret. You still have Trunic lurking in towards the lobby as well, so it doesn't necessarily mean the T's need to commit to that B play, and I think they're starting to realize they've got more options. But Dijon is looking for an elevated angle over the smoke from Config. Oh no, it's just the damage, not quite the kill.
That's a bit uncomfortable.
Look at how low all of them are.
Really damn low, you're right. 40 points of health from Katie, McQueen 46, Trunic 31. And the pace is slowed down quite a bit. Sparta keeping the 2 players holding hands. Close proximity to one another, but Ruby being diligent with this one. not taking too many risks. They know how fragile the situation can be, how quickly it can fall out of hand. Look at Solbeat's position. Surprise, Runic. He's able to respond in time. And it does bring his opponent down to 13 points of health, but a 2v3, a lot more doable now for Sparta.
Yeah, it's all about that first kill. Steps in towards the B-bomb side, being hurt already. Soapy's going to be the first line of rotation there. It's all about that one fight of Campus in towards the A-bomb side, though, but he's actually left as well. Yeah, so if we're looking at the side of Ruby, by the way, when it comes down to nuke, opening kills were a big issue on the second half of Ancient, right? This is the conversation we had.
It's definitely not what we were accustomed to on Ancient, so it will require that pivot. That change, double flash, an initiation by Ruby. Straightforward A-site push, invisible cut off. And so is Euromiata. This is a clean sweep here for Ruby. Shorso B has got some action left in him, but it doesn't take long for the Ruby attackers to take over this A-site.
I mean, this is Ruby at their strongest, right? Ruby have great aimers. They have incredible individuals. You just want to set them up. Go for straight up execution. And as we said, keeping it together, keeping it simple. Allowing some of those guys to get back into their comfort zone. Trunic never left it, but he's been the only one.
First blood
to bring out that consistency.
Indeed.
Classifying. Well, not all of it, but yeah, but in a red container at a place like Nuke, I'd guess so.
You'd probably want to be wearing some type of suit to protect yourself, but the Deagles do show themselves early. Invisible being the one to answer first for Sparta, but this A site is looking damn clean. Potential for Dijon to break through there. Doesn't get there on time. Instead, it's Campers that continue to be a nuisance. That's actually quite a bit of damage done to Ruby. Only 2 survivors. There's 3 fall to the pistol of Sparta.
Not looking too bad. Let's see what they want to go for. Previous buy round was a straight up A-bomb trying to test some of the protocols. They didn't withstand and hold their ground. We're going to see Miata on the big green too, and as I'm saying his name, he's already taken McQueen down.
Doesn't even need to see him. Smoke pops, and in goes his bullet. Already finding
Unless this is a double fake.
Room.
You still have 2 players outside, so you could potentially bait them in. You could hold on. Problem is, Oprah's dropped 1. Bomb not spotted yet, but that means that Hasinator can't really go forward anymore.
No, completely stopped in his tracks. They double back is a decision. Back into A though. Sparta still have plenty of defenders available. Dijon likely to be first contact. Canfers can break out either from Hut, maybe Squeaky. Options available for sure. Dijon forced to look above as well in case there's a breakaway from Ruby in that direction. That is definitely not the case though. Campus holds on to his Hut position. It's the right thing to do. Keeps his teammate alive. Dijon with a double. Single casualty for Sparta as they end up on top, gaining the lead yet again. But Euromiata will. As soon as Hasinator appears on his screen. Shot taken and found. McQueen. There's the answer you need, though, if you're Ruby. And now you can walk into ramp, but you've got to be careful. Campher's holding the deep angle. And I feel like McQueen not really looking in the direction. Campher's could surprise.
Ooh.
But instead, McQueen was right on time there. Therefore, Ruby now with a numbers advantage.
Yep, just walking into the crosshair of the Oper doesn't get easier than that, does it? And you still have KD lurking in towards how you don't want to rush into a round like this one. You still have 40 seconds to work with.
Oh boy, Ruby, really not confident to take action here. Waiting for KD to move up in heaven. He's revealed his whereabouts. That means Ruby, the rest of the team need to do the legwork to get themselves back in. KD, of course, he spotted there. Of course, his position is expected. Invisible on site can find another one. Does he expect another? McQueen, as his teammate distracts from his position, he's able to take over. Ruby, a little bit labored, but gets the job done by the end. Multiple pieces thrown in there.
Happened more on Mirage, I think. Ancient T-side was good. Mirage was the one.
Fair. Euromiata in a bit of trouble, but at least he takes some casualties down with him. The cross is allowed. What do you do with this information? That's the question.
Rotate down quickly.
Invisible. In the right position, and he's able to trade his life. So he did his job. And now Ruby with 30 seconds on the clock. Got to get this one going.
Problem.
Looking to cross into vent, Solby is there as a disruptor. Stops his opponents in their tracks. 20 seconds and Ruby are in a big world of hurt. Katie trying to keep Solby busy as his teammate is trying to jump in. But Solby is able to balance between the two of them without a single issue. Katie, oh no. This is rough. This is just pure panic. Knows there is no way back into this game. And Sparta back with the lead again. Alerting Sparta of a potential quick crunch, but that's not exactly what happens. Ruby instead turn their attention towards ramp, and that might just be the right decision. Canfers is the only one defending, and he's able to take one down. Uramiata is called to action, and that's basically what you need. Ruby's attack crumbles into pieces. Sure, Katie finds one in the process, but Solby's got this all under control, finds the one. McQueen, he's got the bomb. Potential plant could be available to him, but realizes there's just too many players around, so back into safety.
Yep. Just walking away. He's got the time to work with, so he can afford to focus and try and get a couple more kills, do some economical damage. That's a nice find. 16 HP to work with, so he's losing more and more of his health with every single other fight. Things are going to be quite difficult. Is he saving? I think he might be. He's got head armor and an M4 and 1350 in the bank. I think he is calling this one off. I'd love to see him go for another kill into Wars main. He's got enough money to have a half-buy in the next. I mean, keeping the rifle would be nice, but getting one more kill would be even better. And as of right now, they're far from covering secret. Never mind. And this is the one round that could make this T side still pretty successful for Ruby. Taking their time outside smokes. Is the diagonals there? Bozo gonna get spotted out, still wins the fight regardless.
Does go down with the ship. At least he takes some enemies down with him in the process. Ruby averting their attention now towards ramp. A site is where Sparta have got most of the defenders, but you can quickly see that Canfers is sticking around for a little while. Doesn't quite have the timing onto Hasanator, can't quite adapt to his opponent's head, and therefore Sparta on the back foot, lacking the players. Uramiata looking to see if he can shut down Ruby's efforts of crossing, but the fact that Soul B gets shut down, Ruby are quick to adjust and go right back towards A.
Yeah, rotating right back in, but again, they are taking their time. 25 seconds, the CTs might actually be able to get there before them. Katie's just dropped. They don't have anyone on the bomb side yet. Uramiata's just shut down one. They're not on the bomb side yet.
Now they've just crossed. Invisible, a 1v3, a bit out of reach now.
I mean, can you really fault him for not moving away from the B bomb side? They're just taking so long. He didn't think it was possible for them not to be double faking this, right? He didn't think they'd just be running back A, but take such a long time.
A bit odd, isn't it? Ruby definitely catching their opponents off guard with the style they've been playing. Invisible, obviously, this is the last round of the half, so he's got to give it his all, but McQueen is there to stop him, so 8-4 will be the situation. No, 7-5 will be the score as Ruby is able to get the last round of the half.
To a lovely game of Counter-Strike. And one of those two teams will be playing later on today against Metizport. That's going to be our third and final series of the day. Brought to you by Tea Time and Alan Truning. Bringing you all the goods on that pistol round, though. A quick 1-2 with the USB, and this one is already looking like a good one for Ruby.
It really does. Solby trying to bring things right back up. That's a great headshot connecting, but Trunic keeping the ground here with the dualies is a dangerous prospect for his opponent still. Trading equally, but the fact that Katie's got the high ground there, able to catch Canfers in his attempt to retreat. Solby with a bomb plant, but a 1v3 seems far-fetched at this point.
Yeah, it's all about doing as much damage as possible, trying to isolate the fights. He's gotten himself away from the bomb. Side gets the opportunity, tapping away, but as the duel needs to be a little bit quicker, so they close in on him. Defuse coming up, a double kill from Trunic to open things up. It was a valiant effort coming in from Campus and Solby, at least getting the bomb planted, but Ruby again pushing forward the most. Katie spotting out one of the rifles, trying to get boosted up. Now you know it's a force buy, especially after spotting the diagonals, and Invisible has picked up the opening.
First step successful. Second one is dealing with Hasanator. He knows there's a smoke incoming, but his teammate was the one to bait them into his position. TrueNick does what he needs to do. Just be the sacrificial lamb there. Soulbeast Eagle is able to find Hasanator. Invisible as well, doing some heavy lifting. This is a little bit rough. Ruby can't make it work with their buy round. Sprayed across the wall as well. McQueen shall force Sparta quick to pounce back. Well,
I'm not sure he knew the util. That could be an issue. Maybe that was Invisible supposed to throw the utility and Miata didn't really know it.
Be the case.
He did throw it in the end.
That's just speculation, though. We'll see how it goes from here on out. B site taking over. No resistance, but Fozzel considering to take a peek, and that's exactly what he's doing. Connects with a headshot onto Sol B, and that's already 2 picks to nothing for Ruby.
Where's Miata? He's still in towards outside. He needs to get active.
You need someone to do some heavy lifting for Sparta, for sure. Bijan, likely to be a distraction now here from control room. He allows 3 players to cross. He's also got the double doors to work with. Kunfu's is the only one that has found damage for Sparta so far. He needs a little bit more. He's being chased after. Now the bomb is ticking a little bit more frantically. Dijon at 12 points of health has got to do it. Bomb not covered, but Hasanator right on time to keep his teammate alive, and I think there's just enough time to get this bomb defused. Oh my god, that is so damn close. Ruby with a dub. That's the positive to take away from that, but Fozzel could be in a bit of trouble. Look how far Sparta are willing to take this.
Yeah, he needs to be really careful. On paper, he should be aware of the possibility. It's all about whether they get caught in transition, and KD's not necessarily being silent about it. They should know he's nearby.
Double kill for Dijon. No response from Ruby. That is massive from the player. And now all of a sudden Ruby needs to do some heavy lifting to get back into this one. If Sparta play this slow, methodical, they should be coming out on top of this one 9 times out of 10. Ruby connect all their players together, hoping that Sparta walk past them. Information as well from Hasanator's movement. Invisible tries to chime in, and all of a sudden this actually could be doable, especially if the A site is going to be the target.
It's a bit tricky. You need to wait for Salt right now. One player dropping down the van. TrueNick all alone. He's got the support of Dio, but he's not really looking towards heaven as of right now. He needs another big round.
Oh, Sol B, look at the movement. Catches McQueen off guard, and now that's an extra angle of attack that TrueNick needs to be aware of. Hasanator looking to drop in from vents, but doesn't feel like Sol B's position will get challenged eventually.
You could have a couple upgrades. This is a big one. Hasanator, lost. And that's a big difference maker. That's going to be 11 rounds on the T side. No AWP for Ruby going into the next round of action, and TrueNick needs to stay alive. He needs to hold on to the M4. Absolutely needs to. Does he get cleared out? The answer is yes.
God.
And this is them falling apart right here, right now. McQueen's even disconnected, but look at the money. Quite quick on that A defensive util deployment. Look at that. We're looking at a lot of pace. Pushing through the mollies. Aggressive in towards outside. There's so much happening around the map at the same time. McQueen able to get that opening kill, but in towards outside, the T's are already putting a lot of pressure.
And Fozzel needs to prepare himself here to take this stance. McQueen is there to help out them. The molly, though, keeps Fozzel under pressure, able to trade his life. Instantly, Ruby in pole position here. Miata, the only one left for Sparta to pick up the pieces, but it's all crumbled out of control in a matter of a blink's eye. And now, 1 round left still for Sparta. Ruby, though, have started their way back in.
And set. So this is 4 rounds now. Chance number 1 doesn't work. You still have money. You lose here without a bomb plant. It won't be the same. Next time you exit your spawn, you won't be doing that with the rifles, but that might be it. Invisible with an opening kill. TrueNick goes down.
Let me present a scenario to you, Ted. Sparta loses, they'll be in a bit of a pickle economically. Ruby could potentially get onto 12-10, and then that's a scary prospect, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But not just yet. The fact that Sparta got first blood, it puts them in the right position here. McQueen can't account for Canfuz's push there, the wide swing. And for that reason, Ruby further behind. 2 players lacking.
That needs to be the one. That's your best opportunity so far. And now you can see them taking their time. Now you can see them not wanting to make the wrong move. No one wants to be the one to go down right now from the T side, but Dijon will be that man to get found out. Katie with a big kill in towards outside and in towards the round they go. This is a big one. Ober's opened up a lot of space, and now you're hearing the rotations as well. Invisible, he can catch the timing to win them the game, or even better, he can call it back.
Ruby, they still have some piece of utility to deter this. Incendiary, if it's well placed, well timed, could completely disrupt the flow here for Sparta. There's not much time remaining. But the fact that they double pivot into this B site, into the A site rather, is the best decision. With 8 seconds on the clock, no one around to interrupt this. A 4v2 for Ruby, and it feels impossible. Hasinator, KD, both high impact players when it's required, but this is just too much to ask. Confronted from different angles, Hasinator gets the first one. The first corner piece of the puzzle is collected. KD gets shut down, so now has to call from the grave or let Hasinator do it by himself. And he's got so much covered ground to cover. From the ladder, he's already been spotted. Sure, Confused gets taken down in the process, but Invisible drops in from the back line. Sparta have done it. Reverse sweep after also being down on Ancient 10-2. Who would have thought it's Sparta to take their opponents down